Hey, what's up guys? It's Vihan here. So there's a lot going on in the world right now. Things that are both inspiring as well as challenging. And so I wanted to talk about identifying what you can influence in order to make a difference in not just your own life, but also the environment around you. Let's talk really quickly about the locus of control. The locus of control is the degree to which people believe that they have control over their own lives, as opposed to external forces that are beyond their influence having that control. For example, when receiving the results of a test, people with an internal locus of control tend to praise or blame themselves and their abilities. People with an external locus of control tend to praise or blame external factors, such as the course material or instructors. Having an external locus means that you may feel that subsequent outcomes will be the same as the last one, thus meaning a lack of motivation and willingness to try and make a change. It's almost like nothing you do matters and everything is stacked against you. On the other hand, an internal locus of control can simply be about taking responsibility. Responsibility for not just the outcome, but also what you could do to improve upon something for the future. Essentially, this is what helps keep you motivated to try and change things for the future. Okay, I guess that was it. That was the locus of control. You know what? There might be just a little bit more to it. In his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey presented the circles of influence model, which distinguishes between proactive people who focus on what they can do and can influence, and reactive people who focus their energy on things that are beyond their control. The first circle is our circle of concern. This includes a whole range of things like climate change, the state of the economy, or, a global pandemic. Essentially, these are all the things that matter or affect you in any way. The actual list will depend on the individual, but the important thing to understand is that there may be little that you can do about many of these things, since they are outside your influence. That's where our circle of influence comes in. It's much smaller and includes the things that we can do something about, like learning more about things that you should know about, or voting for what you believe in. Things like our attitude, choices, or behavior would fall within our circle of influence. The key is to focus your energy on the things that you can influence so that you are enabled to make effective changes. If you do this, you will find that your circle of influence starts to increase. In contrast, by spending too much time on things that we cannot control in our life, we may actually reduce our influence on things that we should be able to control directly. Look, it's not difficult to imagine a scenario where an unhealthy concern for what we can't control leads us to make a reactive decision, like hoarding toilet paper during a pandemic, which then backfires and is problematic for everyone, especially those with uncontrollable diarrhea. Remember that your goal is to expand your circle of influence so that you can take control of more things that concern you. But it becomes challenging when you ask yourself how you could end up doing that. The solution to this challenge is to commit to taking small, consistent actions within your circle of influence. It's all about focusing your energy in the right places. There's a great quote from Tony Robbins that goes like this: "Where focus goes, energy flows." You want your focus to be on those things that you can control or influence, and away from the things that you have no control over. So for instance, I haven't been able to go to the gym for several months now, even though it's been a fixed and committed part of my lifestyle for 10 years at this point. But instead of doing absolutely nothing, I've adapted by trying to take control of my choices and do more workouts at home, which has been a real learning process for me. There are also many things that, while outside our direct control, are within our ability to influence or indirectly control. For example, by focusing on your own business, you not only directly affect your own bottom line, but you may begin to have an influence in your community's economy, which ultimately contributes on a small scale to a global economic impact. Listen, I know that this is one of those lessons that is so painfully obvious, it's difficult to understand why anyone would bother making a video on it. But if we can't truly change something, then why would we ever spend any time on it? And yet, if you're human like me, hopefully, we tend to spend a disproportionate amount of time thinking and acting on things that are fundamentally outside of our control. As human beings, we have the capacity to be proactive. We can focus on the things that we can actually do something about. So lean into that, and you may just see the impact of your work make more of a difference than you previously thought possible. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. My name is Vihan Shalaya. I'll see you next week.